What's up, everybody? It's your boy Joshua Edwards, live from Brooklyn, New York. This is Panthers Pride Television. Hey, if you hear some stuff in the background, I'm currently watching the NFL Scouting Combine. Defensive linemen and linebackers are up on today. Currently speaking, defensive linemen are currently going on right now. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Hey, so we know that the combine is going on. A lot of guys, for whatever reason, are not going to be competing. And that kind of makes me just angry just a little bit, man. I would love to see, especially these defensive linemen, go out here and compete. I'm kind of tired of guys not going out here and competing, especially at positions that teams are obviously looking for. We all know that this is a defensive line and really a defense-heavy draft. You literally heard Adam Schefter said the guy that you selected 10 might be the same guy or in the same type of talent caliber at pick 35. Like, there is a deep draft in the defensive side for this draft. And the best defensive lineman and arguably really the best defensive player, Abdul Carter, is still in play for the Carolina Panthers. Now, he had a phenomenal season this past season. He is what you're looking for in a pass rusher. I mean, he's slick, he's physical at the point of attack. He has a variety of pass rushing moves, and not only that, he can definitely tackle and stop the run game. He's a solid guy. But the reason why his stock is sliding, as you guys are looking at the stats right now, his stock is sliding because of his foot. He was reportedly had a stress reaction to his foot. There was no reports on this after the college football playoffs, during the college football playoffs. Hell, even while he was playing college football, there was no reports of an Abdul Carter having some type of stress reaction or stress fracture to a certain extent on his right foot. And a lot of GMs are worried. Should the Carolina Panthers be worried? Man, hell no. I don't give a damn if he got a broken forearm. I don't care if his kneecap is dislocated and it's a 2-month timetable on the recovery process. If this guy right here, who I believe can be generational, there's not a lot of guys like him out there, could be the first selection in the NFL draft. If he falls to us, you got to take him. The chances of him sliding from the number 1 pick all the way to the 8th pick are very slim to none, unless he has some crazy thing going on in the media or there's a situation where he requires surgery on that right foot. But as we're currently talking, he's not going to need surgery on that foot. But I mean, hell, there could be a chance. We know that there are some teams that are willing to trade back in the draft. We know that the New England Patriots are probably going to trade back. We know that the Jacksonville Jaguars are probably going to trade back. So if we find a situation where Abdul Carter is in that 5 to 6 range and he still hasn't been taken off the board, yeah, you might need to move up into that 5 to 6 range and select him, because he's a phenomenal talent. We know that the defensive linemen for the Carolina Panthers just don't match up to Abdul Carter. He's going to be a stud for whatever team he goes to. And like I said, man, I'm kind of upset that he's not performing in the NFL Scouting Combine. But I look forward to where he gets drafted and if this stress reaction actually causes his stock to slide. So definitely something to guys to keep your eyes out for. And there's another guy that I'm looking forward to on today. A guy by the name of Higgins, Jay Higgins. I'm going to get to him in a split second. So there were reports on one of the best unknown linebackers, a guy that's kind of sideline to sideline, has great hips, great transition, a physical guy at the point of attack. We have been in talks with Jay Higgins. Now, Jay Higgins is the linebacker from Iowa. He quote, and I quote, he says that he watches Luke Kuechly highlights before he plays his games. He had 124 tackles this past season, 171 tackles the season before last, 4 interceptions, 3 tackles for losses, 5 pass breakups, and 2 forced fumbles. Now, if you partner him with Josie Jules, he is not a first-round selection. A lot of guys have him going 3rd and 4th round selection. This is why the NFL Scouting Combine is important. If he goes out here and he tests in the 4.4 range, he's easily going to jump from the 4th round to late 2nd round. And it's because he's going to time well. Like, the tape does not lie. The one thing that my coaches used to say, son, the eye in the sky does not lie. So if I know what I'm getting, 124 tackles, if I know I'm getting a guy that is going to play sideline to sideline, can be like a Nakobe Dean for us, and he goes out here and he tests well, there's no way that we pass up on Jay Higgins. And Dan Morgan has met with him. Dave Canales has met with him. And he's been interviewed with a lot of teams. I'm just intrigued on how he's going to test. What does his 5-10-5 look like? What does his 40-yard dash look like? What does his 10-yard split look like in the 40-yard dash? And what does he look like, obviously, in the bag drill? So we know that shorts and T-shirt is not indicative on how you're going to play on a football field. But I want to see if he's explosive. I want to see if he's able to get in and out of his breaks, because that stuff does add up, in my opinion. So Jay Higgins, Abdul Carter, Jay Higgins right now can definitely fill the void that we have at linebacker and can be that running mate for Josie Jewell. Hell, we got rid of Shaq Thompson for a damn reason. I almost said the F-bomb, but yeah. And then last but not least, Chase Young has been linked with the Carolina Panthers in free agencies. Now, I am not opposed to this. I have been a guy that has called him a bust. And currently speaking, he has been a bust. Outside of his first season with the Washington Commanders, he has not really shown much of anything. Remember, the 49ers trade for him back in when he was with the Commanders. Didn't really produce on that team that went to the Super Bowl. Got paid by the New Orleans Saints last season on a 1-year deal, and now he's a free agent. And the good thing about him is he's still young. Don't get me wrong. He's age 25, about to turn 26, played 17 games, which is huge. 17 games this past season, 5.5 sacks, 8 tackles for losses. And then if you look at the quarterback hits, this is telling me that, one, he's causing enough pressure to get there. He just has to find a way to finish it. And if you just tie all that together in our defensive scheme, and you add a Chase Young that's young, looking to get another huge payday, why not sign him to a 1-year, $10 million fully guaranteed contract? 17 games he's played this past season. It's the healthiest he's been since he was with the Washington Commanders in his first year. And like I said, age 25, he's still young, has a lot of football left in him. I hope he does. And if there is a situation where he can turn his career around, it resides in the Carolinas. So Chase Young, we all know that he was a former New Orleans Saints, hitting the free agency market. This is why today is such a vital and big day for a lot of general managers, a lot of head coaches. What are guys going to be testing? What are they going to look like in the bag drills? Because if they don't look good, there's guys like him available. There's guys like him available in free agency. And then obviously there's guys like Jay Higgins and Abdul Carter also available when it comes to the draft. So I look forward to what guys are going to be testing. Chase Young, I've been on the record calling you a bust, but this could be your opportunity to completely revamp the word bust in your name in the same sentence. And man, I look forward just to the moves that we're going to continue to make. Dan Morgan, you got the game plan. You've seen what Howie Roseman has done with the Philadelphia Eagles, the offensive line, defensive line. This is a great young starting point right here with Chase Young.